Sometimes, revenge doesn't come from anger. Sometimes, it comes from patience. For months, my neighbor kept blocking the parking space my disabled mother needed to survive her day. She knew what she was doing. She did it on purpose. But one morning, after she trapped my mom inside our own home again, I decided I wasn't going to let her win anymore. And trust me, she had no idea the quiet kid next door was about to become her worst nightmare. Before we go deeper into this story, make sure you like this video, hit subscribe, and tap that notification bell. If you've ever dealt with a toxic neighbor, or wished for that moment when justice finally arrives, then this story is definitely for you. Alright, let's begin. I live with my parents. My dad works long hours, and my mom, she is disabled. She can't walk without her wheelchair, and because of that, I'm the one who helps her with almost everything, getting in the car, going to appointments, even going out for fresh air. Our driveway and the space right in front of our house are very important for us. We need that space clear so I can load my mom's wheelchair easily. And since we do not live in the safest neighborhood, parking in front of our own house also protects my car with our Ring doorbell camera. Simple. Logical. Fair. But our neighbor? She doesn't care about fair. She is one of those people who doesn't break the law, but she does everything else to make your life painful. And she does it with a smile. She rents out rooms in her house, so there are always different people and cars coming and going. But her driveway has plenty of space for all of them. Still, she always parks her car directly in front of our house. Not hers. Ours. She says she wants to leave her own driveway open for future visitors. Translation? She's too lazy to park properly, and she's too proud to admit she can't drive. One day I caught her trying to park. She stalled her car 4 times. 4. Her face turned red like a tomato, and I knew right then, she avoided her driveway because she was embarrassed. But her embarrassment became our daily struggle. Every time she parked in front of us, I couldn't get my mom into the car easily. I had to push her wheelchair down the sidewalk, past her car, and into a tight space. It was dangerous. It was exhausting. And the worst part? She knew. She watched. She ignored. She smiled. There is nothing more painful than watching someone disrespect your parent and smile like you're the problem. I tried talking to her politely several times. Hey, could you please park on your driveway? My mom needs space to get into the car. She would shrug. Oh well, my tenants might need the driveway later. Her tone was always the same, fake sweet, dripping with passive aggression. Every night, I would look out the window hoping she would stop. Every night, her car was there. I started losing sleep. Not because of the parking itself, but because of the disrespect. I felt powerless. Like no matter how reasonable I was, she would always win because she simply did not care. One time, it rained heavily. I had to push my mom's wheelchair through mud because the neighbor blocked our usual loading space. My mom apologized to me, even though she did nothing wrong. That was the moment something broke inside me. I wasn't just frustrated. I wasn't just angry. I felt the deep, burning pain of a son who couldn't protect his mother from cruelty. I knew I had to do something. Last week, she parked in front of our house again. My jaw clenched. My hands shook. But my mind became very calm. I started thinking differently. If you don't respect my space, I thought, then I will control your space. She left a tiny gap between her car and my driveway. barely enough space for her terrible driving skills. So I made a decision. I pulled my car out and parked it right behind hers, leaving her just enough space to get stuck. Not trapped. Not illegal. Just inconvenient. Very, very inconvenient. The perfect kind of revenge. That night, I slept better than I had in weeks. The next morning, I woke up to the loud sound of an engine struggling. Revving. Pausing. Revving again. I looked out the window and smiled slowly. She was stuck. Completely stuck. 5 minutes later, angry knocking shook our front door. I wanted to look calm. Confident. In control. So I didn't rush. Instead, I wet my hair, wrapped a towel around me, and opened the door just an inch. She stood there, red-faced and furious. "You need to move your car," she snapped. "I'm late for work." I looked at her with the most innocent expression I could fake. "Oh, you woke me up." "I was in the shower," I said softly. "You'll need to wait a few minutes." Her nostrils flared. "I don't have a few minutes." "Well," I said, "it's not my fault you parked there." She glared. She huffed. She stomped her foot like a child. But I closed the door. And I waited. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. 15 minutes. I made myself a drink. I combed my hair. I even whistled a little. When I finally looked outside, I saw her trying again. And somehow, she managed to escape that small gap. Barely. But the anger on her face? Priceless. And you know what? She deserved it. Because this wasn't just about parking. This was about respect. Basic human kindness. Something she refused to show. And now? Every time she parks in front of our house, I'll park right behind her again. And she will remember the morning she begged me for help. Sometimes, revenge doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes, it can be quiet, simple, and slow. Just like justice. In life, people like this neighbor think they can walk over anyone who seems quiet or polite. But kindness is not weakness. And patience? It can be the sharpest weapon of all. If someone keeps pushing your boundaries, sometimes you just have to push back. If you enjoyed this story and love satisfying revenge moments, make sure you like, subscribe, and drop a comment about the worst neighbor you've ever had. Thanks for watching, and remember, justice always finds a way.